I didn't know that.
You guys,
Huh.
Yes, mine is on.
is the green light on?
Mine's on.
Yeah, mine is.
Oh, I just need to admit.
Thanks, Cam.
You're welcome. All right, and you should be good. Yep.
We're good? All right, good evening, everyone. We'll call this meeting of the Buckfield Select Board to order for July 7th, 2026 at 6:33 p.m. We do have a quorum. The consent agenda.
I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda.
Second it?
Further discussion? All those in favor? The total on that's $164,456.39. Reports? Holding off on that.
Yeah, I didn't have any reports in the packet. I did give Bob the stack of thank you letters from
Yep.
social services that come
Did
in,
you want
just
to
so you
see
can see those.
On here, the thank yous from the social services that we awarded money to.
They're here. You can look at them later.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, approval of the minutes from the June 2nd, 2026 Select Board meeting.
Ooh,
I think they were all
Make sure.
This is for the June 2nd.
Yeah. Yes, we didn't have enough people, right?
Right.
Or, yeah.
So as long as two of you were here, you can vote on these.
Yeah.
So June 2nd, Sandra was here and Joanne was here.
Yep.
But Bob was not.
Right.
Right.
Okay. And nothing was changed from the last meeting, correct?
No, it was tabled because I didn't attach them to I had it as an agenda item, but I didn't attach the draft to it, so.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the June 2nd, 2026 minutes for the select board meeting.
I'll second it.
I'm going to abstain. Because I wasn't here. Yeah.
Do we need to discuss it?
I do not.
All right.
All those in favor? Okay, thank you. Approval of the minutes from the June 16th, 2026 Select Board meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes for the June 16th, 2026 select board meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, further discussion?
That one you're going to want to abstain from.
So she has to
Sandra
abstain.
wasn't there.
Oh, that's right.
So you guys may want, one of you may
So
want.
I'll
All right.
make a motion
All
to
right,
approve the minutes of the June 16th, 2026 select board meeting.
and I'll second that. Further discussion?
No, I don't have any.
All right. All those in favor?
Is the sound on?
Yep, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Say something, Bob.
Can you hear us, Judy?
Joanne, say something.
Can you hear us, Judy?
Your sound's going through, so I know we're good.
The sound's on.
Let me double check just to make sure it's just on her end. Yeah, there's sound.
You can hear us?
Must be something on Judy's end.
All right.
I'll text her.
Good?
Yep.
All right, old business, the old church on the hill draft request for interest.
So Azalea had asked me about this at, I believe, the last meeting, whether or not I'd heard. And then it was like the next day that Brad had sent this to me and I forwarded it on to all of you guys. It sounds to
Thanks.
me,
For some reason, I can't hear you. I'll see what's going on.
I think they're just looking for like dates for distribution, when they can add into the RFI, when interested parties can view the site. If you guys prefer, and you vote to let me do so, I can work with Azalea to come up with those times, just so we don't have to sit here and come up with a calendar of events. Because I mean, most of it's gonna involve somebody that works for the town to get up there and unlock it and let people in to look around, and then it'll just be determining what dates to have it be submitted so that you guys can make a decision at a meeting, which those dates are all set anyway, so we could just add that as a regular agenda item. I guess the big question is how long of a period are we looking for? Like, do we want to have it open for a couple months, 3 months, 1 month? Like, I don't think you'll get enough I don't think you'll get any responses if you do it too
It's gonna matter
short.
if we do 1 month or 3 months.
Yeah.
We're gonna get, I think we'll get initial response right away.
Yeah.
And then just hanging on to it, I don't think there'll be much more interest.
Thinking like 60 days.
Yeah,
That way I know what to look at when we're talking about how long we should keep it open for.
Yep. And then you can talk with Azalea and,
Because she may be willing to meet people up there on certain days instead of me having to go there.
yep.
Try.
Or another one of us. can
Yeah,
do
I
that
mean,
is-
I'm usually around.
Well, so if I were to make a motion for the town manager to be able to schedule, what is it specifically we need to give you permission to do so we can make this happen?
To complete the RFI, we require details of a proposed schedule for distribution of the RFI and subsequent submissions by respondents. And then it referenced, what page did I tell you it was on?
33,
23?
23, 33, I mean, it's 30.
Oh, mine's not numbered like yours.
So sorry, no, it must be 23. 'cause that's-
2023.
20, oh, I even.
Yep,
I even
right at the bottom.
So it says site tours. Access to the building and grounds will be made available on date and time. So we'll have to pick that date, or I'll have to pick that date. And then it talks about submission instructions. It says to send 1 electronic copy to my email address or 5 printed copies to the town office by, and then it says date. So we'll have to pick the date that it's due. And then on the next page, it's got RFI distribution date, optional site visit date, submittal deadline, evaluation of submittals, question period, and then announcement of next steps. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dates that'll have to be figured out. But I know Brad reached out to me today and I told him that I hadn't had a meeting with you guys yet to have the discussion, so figured Azalea had suggested tabling it. I don't think tabling it for another 2 weeks makes
No.
sense if her and I can just work out some dates and get this back to them so they can send us an invoice and we can get this rolling, because it's been over a year.
So
Yeah.
I'll make a motion for the town manager to determine the times and dates for the 6 steps
Mhm.
in a manner that best serves both the town and those looking to make submissions.
I'll second it.
Further discussion?
None for me.
All right, all those in favor?
You all set with that, Cam? or-
Yep, just finishing writing it down.
Okay, go ahead.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there anything else we need to do tonight to make sure that this moves forward between now and the next meeting?
No,
Okay.
I mean, I've gone through it. I don't see anything of concern. They seem to hit all the points that you guys are, or the
Right.
town is looking for.
Mhm.
So it's just a matter of wrapping it up so we can get it out and people can make their submissions.
Mhm.
And then we can say that we're moving forward with something rather
Yes.
than we don't quite know
We
yet.
don't know what we're doing.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, new business, the establishment of the Buckfield Reorganization Planning Committee.
I left a memorandum from Pretty Flattery in your packets, along with a copy of, it's a template, an example from Canton, Carthage, Dixfield, that whole group that withdrew from RSU 10. That's their, what do they call it, reorganization plan. So now that the withdrawal committee has submitted their withdrawal agreements to the state and the Commissioner of Education has accepted them, it's now they're done with their role essentially, but they haven't, they're scheduled to meet Thursday.
Yep.
Because they can act on behalf or as a reorganization planning committee, but formally you all need to establish it and then appoint members to it. Their lawyer said should consist of 3 to 4 members, ideally the same members that were on the committee. However, that doesn't mean it has to be the same members. I know Aaron has asked, Michelle said she wanted to be on it, and Neil wants to be on it. So there's 3. Bob missed that meeting because apparently they didn't realize that his email address is .org, not .com. So I didn't have a chance to talk to Bob, but what you'll need to do is move to establish the Buckfield Reorganization Planning Committee. And then after that, you can make a separate motion to appoint members, or you can do it all in one long-winded motion.
Let's break it up. I'll make a motion to establish the reorganization planning committee.
I'll second it.
All right. Further discussion?
So do you repeat for those in the back of the room exactly what it is we're doing? Like the parameters of this group?
Right, so this group's going to be responsible for drafting up the reorganization plan, which is a separate piece to the withdrawal agreement. So one of the key factors to that is, and I'm saying I'm not an expert on this, I'm trying to, one of the biggest steps is establishing how many members are going to be on a potential school board if this were to pass, and what that voting weight would be, and the percentages associated with that. In your packet, the one that's just past that page right there, that is what those towns used when they withdrew from RSU 10. So in it, it establishes the seats, the number of seats for the school board, among other things that would be associated. So the withdrawal agreement that the 3 committees put together and submitted to the Commissioner of Education works out all the details about transportation and staff and buildings and debt and all that stuff. This will establish the foundation of the new school board if it were to pass. And then if it were to pass and those school board members were elected, it would be up to them to draft the first budget. However, the committee also put together a proposed budget, but that could change once you have a school board in place that goes in and looks at it and establishes what they're looking for versus what they
So
did.
the committee would inform the school board, which would be elected. The members would be elected
Correct.
by the town.
Correct.
So
So during the whole process of the withdrawal committee, I had given them a proposal that I had put together because they kind of were like, how many school board members should we have? And they kind of were up in the air on how much that was. So I just put something in front of them and said, well, here's an example. And I think the example I gave them was a 9-member board for a school board. I think there was 4 from Buckfield, 3 from Hartford, and 2 from Sumner. I think some of the concerns that came out in the meetings was, well, can we find that many people in Buckfield? Can we find that many people in Hartford? And can we find that many people in Sumner? So that's up to them to determine what works best. And then, you know, depending on how they establish the voting weight, you know what I mean? Like, what's the percentage per rep for Buckfield? What's the percentage per rep for Hartford and Sumner and all those? That's all part of the reorganization plan that they're going to have to put together. And it has to be completed by July 21st.
Yep.
So they've got about a week
So
and a
many
half.
days.
Yeah, yeah.
So many days.
So the attorney had provided that as a template, because a lot of the work is done. It's just a matter of taking out their pieces and putting our pieces in and figuring out what works for our 3 communities. And there was more. This is all part of that 21 step. I don't really know what step we're on right now.
It's a pretty tight timeline.
Yeah, they don't give you and I don't think they give you extensions on this either. Like, this has to be done.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
deadline for reorganization plan submission to the commissioner for final approval is Tuesday, July 21st. And then the commissioner has till Tuesday, September 29th to provide approval to all relevant parties. So really what it's doing is it's putting the time crunch on the towns to allow the commissioner of education time to, you know, and I assume, and I could be wrong, but I assume that's mainly so if there's any suggested changes or things that need to be made, they can come back and make those changes. So the initial draft needs to be July 21st.
Yep.
Which is another reason why it makes sense to have probably the same people who have been working on it, because
Exactly.
they're already
Oh, yeah, they already
Head
have
into
the
it.
background and knowledge.
Yep.
Was that the
Alright.
second piece of the,
Oh, we got to,
you did a motion.
We
Yep,
need to
we gotta
vote
vote
on
on
And
this
this.
one.
oh, okay.
all right. Any further discussion on that? Nope. Those in favor? All right.
The next piece will be to appoint the individual members. Now, you can do that all in one vote.
Needs to be 3.
Needs to at least be 3. You said 3 to 4.
Yeah, I'll stay on. It's fine.
So
So,
you'll be the 4th.
Yeah.
What they have now.
okay. So I will make a motion that we appoint the 4 current members of representing Buckfield in the withdrawal committee to serve, what is it called again?
On the
Reor-
reorganization planning committee.
Yes.
To serve on the reorganization planning committee.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? All those in favor? Should I vote on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then yes.
You're not getting paid to do it.
True enough.
Thank you to
True enough.
those board members for all the work they're doing, and thank you to the community members who are giving
Well,
input,
into the
feedback, participating in the process. It's important work that you all do.
Okay.
Next week I'm bringing my winter jacket.
It was hot in here.
I believe you.
The Bucket Special Amusement Permit and Liquor License Application. I guess we have to come up with a date.
Yeah, so I gave you all copies of it so that you have it for the next 2 weeks. But, hold on. We have to schedule a public hearing. Our ordinance says you have 15 days. He just happened to drop it off today. Your next meeting is 14 days away. Seemed to make sense to schedule it prior to that meeting.
Yeah.
So the date of our next meeting is
21st.
21st.
21st, so I will make a motion
Oops, I wrote June. I meant July, sorry.
that we hold a public hearing to address the Bucket Special Amusement Permit and Liquor License Application at 6 o'clock on July 21st?
Yes.
July 21st.
I'll second it.
And then the select board, the regularly scheduled select board meeting to follow that public hearing.
No, I'll second it.
All right. Further discussion?
So the main reason I also put a copy of the dates into the packet is because if you look at the very first date, I have a concern. It's July 11th, which is 4 days away. So outdoor, I think we discussed this last year, outdoor live entertainment is not allowed with 72 hours notice. It was only indoor live entertainment, correct? See, it says indoor live entertainment section. It's in the loose papers. Here, I'll give you my copy.
I was just looking at it, I don't know what to do with it. On the back of this one?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So right here, we have it listed out clearly on both sides. Outdoor live entertainment's down here on these dates.
Yep.
Indoor live entertainment shall be permitted on these dates or between the hours of 11 and 11, 6 times during the term of this permit, providing at least 72-hour notice is given to the Buckfield Town Office. So if he has outdoor live entertainment on the 11th, he's in violation of that permit. I'm going to have the office reach out to him to confirm that that was an outdoor live entertainment date and let him know that you can't do that date because it wasn't listed under his current permit, and there's no way possible you guys could have had a public hearing in time for that date to happen.
And that decision is not based on anything other than the permit that was established last year after the public hearing. And we are not in a place to change.
Correct. There is no 72-hour notice for outdoor live entertainment. 72-hour notice for indoor live entertainment that goes beyond the normal timelines that end at 10 different days or different times.
And, yeah.
And unfortunately,
There will be people
I
that
know.
misunderstand and think that that the select board has the power to say yes or no. And
No, you
what
don't.
we need to do,
I feel like you guys made that very clear at that public hearing last year.
right,
And the reason I'm saying it publicly is because it's highlighted in bold lettering. It says indoor live entertainment. It doesn't say anything about outdoor. So if he has outdoor, then that would be a violation of the permit, and code enforcement would have to, if there's a complaint. So I'm just being transparent with that because I caught it as after he had left, I was looking at the dates. And at first I was like, wow, this is a lot of dates. But then I realized what we had talked about last year. He did, I think there's like 5 or 6 this year, but
This year,
then
yeah, and then
he
they
addresses
carry
it
over.
in the spring next year so that it's not, that this doesn't happen again.
right.
But that one date does fall out. I mean, there's no way. I wouldn't have time to notify abutters. You don't have 7 days notice.
There's nothing we can do to
Right.
make it so that's not in violation.
Correct.
Right.
So could he put the entertainment in the building?
I mean, technically he did give us 72 hours notice. So he could have live entertainment inside the building on that date. It can't be outside. And we have to be understanding of the neighbors as well. You know, they have a copy of the permit. They know what days he's supposed to be there. And
Right.
Yep.
so,
So you're gonna get in touch with him and talk that over?
yeah, I'll have the office reach out to him just to confirm, because maybe it is indoor, but I need to
Right.
verify. It does not specify on that sheet.
Or maybe it was a typo and it's August?
Maybe.
That would be good.
Yeah.
We'll follow.
Because we could have,
It's unfortunate because he had come in and asked for copies of the application a few weeks ago and he just never returned them. So, I mean, if we would have done that, he probably would have had enough time, but he just turned it in today.
the situation is what it is.
Right. So you guys just need to vote on that date, that time and date, and then we'll send out a butter notices.
So that's physically as soon as we can hold that meeting, right?
You wouldn't be able to hold it before that date anyway,
Right.
so. And the next one is
Because
after
that's
that.
Saturday, that's a Saturday, right? The 11th is Saturday, this
Yeah.
coming Saturday.
Right. So we couldn't, yes.
And it doesn't interfere with any of the other dates.
But just to make it clear that we can't hold this meeting prior to that to make this happen.
No.
Right.
You have public notice rules and laws you have to follow, plus our ordinance specifies what you need to do, so.
All right. All those in favor of having the public hearing on the 21st,
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Select board meeting to follow after.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, committee appointments.
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Kyle McCafferty to the planning board for a 2-year term reappointment.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All those in favor? All right.
I'd like to make a motion, and put these people together, that we reappoint Lawrence Jordan and Belinda Lieberger to the library committee, both for a 3-year reappointment.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All those in favor? All right.
Thank you all for your service.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, crap. Oh, wait, till it's my turn.
Okay.
I just had a moment.
Select board comments?
Yeah.
Where we're at, may I make a comment?
Yes.
Cameron, is there something that we should discuss?
Yeah, so we scheduled the public hearing on July 21st at 6 PM with the select board meeting to follow. You also have the budget committee. It's like a joint meeting for the brief beginning of it because it's that's when I'll have the quarterly report.
Okay.
So it may just be a little bit later than. I was surprised you didn't say something.
Well, I was waiting for public comment.
Okay.
He follows through.
So, I mean, they'll be scheduled. I'll send them all an email and let them know that it may be a little later because of the public hearing, or maybe the public hearing takes a half an hour and it's right on time. I just totally spaced on that one. I've got most of it pretty much done now. So I anticipate I'll have it done by the 21st, just barring any last minute invoices that come in, but.
Would it be beneficial? It doesn't specifically have to be at the beginning. Be joint meeting with.
Well, I think it was just a matter of getting them in, getting them out, so they don't have to sit through the whole select board meeting.
But we could also, if we don't have to do it, we could say to the budget committee members who may not want to come to the public hearing that we will plan to have that joint time at 7 o'clock or 7:15. And that way people can plan to come then. And if we start at 6:30, or if we say 7 o'clock, if we start at 6:30, then we can do it at that time.
I think that you're right on point. If we would say 7 o'clock, and then the budget committee could be here at 7 o'clock.
And wherever that falls.
If you guys are done with other parts of your meeting, the public hearing goes, you get through other stuff, fill your time up until 7 o'clock for other stuff, and then at 7 o'clock we're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
We could just, at that point,
Okay.
do the joint.
Yeah.
meeting.
That works for me.
So we
Yeah.
don't have to set the time to,
No, I appreciate what they were trying to do is they were trying to make me not have to present the thing twice. So.
what are you doing being nice to him?
Yeah.
Making his job easier.
That
I'm
was the
being
whole point.
sarcastic for anybody who didn't pick that up. It's just,
I'll get him on the other end.
All right, so that'll be the plan. 7 o'clock, we'll meet with the budget committee and have the joint meeting.
wherever we're at
Yep.
in the,
Yeah, were you gonna send something to everybody on that?
Yeah, I'll send an email and I'll also update it on the calendar.
Thank you.
looks like we're gonna have a public hearing for the school on August 18th. That was the other thing.
Yeah, part of the whole public posting of public hearing date, location, and time for all members. Absolute latest date for public hearing is Saturday, October 24th. So once they get through that whole reorganization process or whatever, they'll have to set a public hearing. Can't be any later. It needs to be posted no later than October 14th, and the latest it can be is October 24th. And then that would leave Tuesday, November 3rd as the election date, which works out because you're going to get a high voter turnout anyways because of the regular
You don't have to
election.
say anymore. You don't have to say anymore.
We had a lot of turnout for the primaries, so.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's good. I like that.
So yeah, this is, I mean, really over the next few months, it's boom, 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 boom with that. But that'll, I'm thinking when they schedule that, maybe we probably look at doing it at like the elementary, we could do it at the elementary school because it's Hartford and Sumner too. They'd probably do all three of them at the same time.
The August one, you mean? That one?
Wait, August, what's August? I got October on that list.
I had August 18th for a public hearing at the high, well, they were looking to do it at the high school for the withdrawal committee.
So this is something we should all look into, firm up our knowledge, and discuss at the next meeting.
Yeah.
I'll check in with Erin. She probably knows the dates better than me.
Having a joint public meeting
Yeah,
could be
right at the school.
either here or the elementary school, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit more central.
Yep.
So everybody gets the same
Mm-hmm.
information from the same source.
Yep. Yeah, the attorney had sent out a letter looking for the 18th or the 19th, and I think they're shooting for the 18th.
See, I think that's one of the frustrating things for me
Oh, yeah.
is I don't see half this stuff. So sometimes and it makes it hard because I'm the one that posts stuff on the calendar. So if I don't know about it.
So could you start forwarding these emails?
Well, he wasn't getting them either.
Oh, well, that's right. .org.
Did you say the 19th?
I think they're shooting for the 18th at the high school.
So that is a Sumner and Buckfield select board night too.
Yes.
Well, we can discuss the schedule of everything. at the next
It's
meeting.
not solidified yet, I don't think.
Bob, would you ask Neil
Yeah.
to forward all emails to
Sure.
you and to Karen going forward? in that
I
way?
get some of them. I think just some of the lists, it was marked differently, and yeah.
But if he could receive them just for the posting purposes.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that we hit all of our.
I'm sure it'll be discussed Thursday, and we'll.
That's right. You guys have a meeting Thursday. I'll just make it a point to be there so that I can hear. All right.
One way or another, I'll get you the date.
I'm going to make a note and put a question mark.
All right.
Then write your name above it.
Fair. Any others? Yes.
So I've had several members of the community come and want and share thoughts, opinions, concerns, support about the property maintenance ordinance. From what I'm hearing, overall, people are very happy that something's being put in place and we're moving forward. But there are concerns about some of the language in the ordinance, and perhaps some of that language doesn't best serve our community. And what I'm thinking is, I've started working on looking at some of that language. I'll use an example when it talks about the length of grass. That perhaps that's more restrictive than we want it to be. But the language could say that if vegetation is such that it is harboring rodents, that, but if your grass is long, we're not looking
Right.
to have a beef with somebody who has long.
Right.
Peeling paint. If you've got some places that paint's a little rough, we're not looking to ding anybody up for that. But the thought is, if the paint is peeling enough that in inclement weather, it could come off and blow into somebody else's yard or into a water source, that's not,
Yeah.
if anything that is a potential health risk or safety hazard, I think it's fair to address that. And to also look at significant damage to the property value of those around you. That these are pieces
Yeah,
that the
consideration.
community wanted addressed.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
but that perhaps some of the language was more restrictive than what community members
Would
are
like,
comfortable with. My thought is we're having that public hearing. I'm hoping there will be many people in attendance. So maybe we could make it an agenda item to discuss the language of that ordinance and look at possibly amending the language. These are my thoughts.
No, I totally agree with you. I've had people, that one thing people say to me over and over, are you really gonna come measure my lawn? I'm like, no, we're not gonna, but that seems to be the one, I mean, I'm sure there are other pieces, but that's what they hit me with the minute they say something about it, is the length of their lawn. And I had, who do you think you are? Oh, and I'm like, that's not the point.
The purpose of this is not for
To ding
the
anybody.
town office to send somebody out and go property to property.
Right.
It's to provide a tool for when a community member expresses concern about another property, that the code enforcement officer can then use this tool to address concerns to ensure that we're all safe in our community.
And to have backup for the issues.
Right.
Give them something
But
to.
it's not about
no.
monitoring
No. And I agree,
the freshness of the paint on your
Right.
house
Right.
or how
No.
long your yard is.
Yep.
But if you have a bunch of rats living in the vegetation in your yard and they're invading your neighbor's property, it's fair.
Yep.
Right.
That
oh,
be
of course it
addressed.
is, yeah.
Right.
So
Code enforcement is not going out and looking at this stuff. This ordinance is being enforced when we've received multiple complaints about the same address. And when I say multiple complaints, I'm not saying 5 people came in and complained about the length of your grass. 5 people came in, 1 complained about the length of your grass, 1 complained about the broken windows in your house, the rats running across your yard, and the junk yard that's starting to be created. Like, that's when the code enforcement officer is going out, speaking with the owners, giving them an opportunity to clean it up. And then if that doesn't happen, they're issued violations, they're given a time frame. If that doesn't happen, he's got a folder for all the ones we've gotten numerous complaints about. He's got copies of the letters. He sends out the violations certified because most of the time you can't find them in person. And inevitably those will go to the attorney, and the attorney will decide whether or not it's worth pursuing to rectify the situation.
You know, one of the things we look at with, when we use the grass height, we're looking at code enforcement officers one, and we're measuring grass. What we're looking at is trying to make the downtown look good. If you have people out here with yards, out there, 10 inches high, 12 inches high, you're not gonna attract people who want to come and live in town if we have that in our downtown area. That's what we're trying to do. Beautify the town, you know, and use some common sense. Your yards are easy. You know, if we have properties in town that people don't want to cut their grass, I don't want ever to hear these people wondering why we don't have other people want to buy it. Why we wouldn't have other businesses. They're gonna look at us and say, what Buckfield is, why would I want to be there?
Because I'm very aware that Tilton's is in violation of several of these things, and, you know, it's a priority for us, but, as soon as I have a minute, I'm going to go weed whack our lawn.
That's just my view. If we don't care what the town looks like, then we're.
And with the
We want our town to look good. And I don't want to be one, or I don't want to be one. If we have business owners, officials, don't care what it looks like, that's not saying good things for our town.
Right.
That's policy.
But I would, when you use the language, don't care, to suggest
If we're
that
letting it get that way, we don't care. If we're not getting yards taken care of, what are we saying? Not a priority, so we don't care.
I'm choosing not to take offense to you suggesting that I don't care about my community. But that's, you are entitled to your opinion, and that's fair.
And one thing I want to point out, even in its current state, right? I'm not opposed to, I mean, if the town wants to vote on future amendments, I mean, that's literally how this was passed, was the town voted on it. So if the town wants to amend the ordinance to be worded a different way, that's fine. But in its current state, let's just say somebody complained about, let's say 5 people complained about the length of the grass at Tilton's.
Yep.
So Manny walks over to Tilton's and he meets with you and he says, hey, you're in violation, you need to cut your grass. You've got 14 days to cut the grass after that before it becomes anything anyway. So it's like, it's not like you're in violation, you've got a $500 penalty today and for every day that you don't. So I don't think it could be weaponized in the way that some people, I've heard some of the comments from people like, oh yeah, now neighbors are going to be fighting with neighbors and they're going to be reporting on them.
Yeah.
Because really there is an opportunity to rectify it. And something like the grass is relatively easy to fix now. If it's a paint situation, like I can see that, like to get a painter over at your house, paint your house might take a little while.
And I think that for those people who are facing a hardship, perhaps health issues, don't have access to a mower because whatever they had is not operational and they don't have the funds to replace it, reach out, because this community is a caring, generous community. And if you are a person in need to take care of things, there are people who will help you. And that is a piece of this, that if the code enforcement officer comes and there's an issue that is in relation to the health and safety of the community, and there's a problem, the goal is to solve it,
Right.
not for it to be a punitive.
And I will say that our code enforcement officer is very reasonable. I mean, if somebody is communicating with him and, you know, struggling, my lawnmower's not working or whatever. Like he is, the ordinance itself actually gives him leeway to give him extensions and stuff like that. And he will, but you know, if somebody comes out the door wanting to fight, 14 days is 14 days. So working with him will go a long way as well. Judy's waving her hand, so she might have something to say.
Yes,
For at least 30 years, I've asked the town, why don't you take that house on Buckhill Road down? It has been falling down. It's not right next to a neighbor, but all we need is a few kids to get in there, and we could have some serious problems. And it's not inhabited, and it was well built, obviously, because it hasn't totally collapsed. It's still there 30 years at least, uninhabited. What are we going to do about that one? It's not a question of grass, by the way.
Taxes are paid.
So
yeah.
if Judy wanted the code enforcement officer to address a specific property, then what is if somebody has a concern about a specific property and wants to put in a complaint, or
They
what is the
want to
process?
meet with Manny, and the best way to do it is to put it in writing, because I mean, if you have a verbal conversation, there's really no. But I mean, sitting down with Manny and having the conversation, he can write. I mean, honestly, I think Judy's mentioned this to me one other time,
Right.
but I haven't received any other complaints. I mean, we know it's vacant, so if there's a fire there, the fire department's not going in that building. I mean, yes, there are courses of action that the town could take. We could have the fire department condemn the property and tear it down, but who's paying for it?
Right.
Us. So
But
if we get the
if somebody
complaints,
has a
it needs to be
concern-
reported to the code enforcement officer.
So Judy, if you put it in writing, then that starts the process in motion, and it can be addressed, and then the options can be brought for discussion.
Well, my writing is not very good anymore, unfortunately. I do almost everything verbally, but it's
Well,
been
call Manny in the office and talk to him.
okay. But has any of you seen that house? I
I
go,
drive by it every day.
huh? You
I
see
drive
it?
by it every day.
No,
But the process has to be, Judy, that a community member lodges a complaint. And certainly you could do that verbally with the code enforcement officer, and that matters, that would count, and that,
okay.
given the current ordinance, that begins the process of investigating and collecting the data needed for decisions to be made.
Well, it's taken 30 years so far. Maybe it will take another 30 years. I don't know.
This ordinance has only been in effect for a month. So we didn't have this ordinance as a tool prior to this. So this is the first time we've had the conversation since this ordinance has been enacted. I'm just letting you know that that discussion with the code enforcement officer is what needs to take place.
Okay.
As a warning, I'm going to tell you right now, the amount of money it would cost the town to tear that down and dispose of it, and the legal fees associated, that will be the only thing that we will be able to deal with this year.
But that would be the discussion that could happen, and then decisions could be made based on that.
Yep. I'm just,
Right.
as we lead into next year's budget, depending on how this goes, right? Because I didn't know writing this budget whether this ordinance was going to pass or not. There are going to be significant budget increases in legal, and then you're probably going to need the reserve fund set aside for handling these cases if it gets out of control.
Well, I don't think the board's intent is for it to get out of control.
No,
We
but-
have a process in place, and people can use that process.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying it's.
And
I want
that it
everybody
is-
to be aware of what
It
it's
is the
gonna-
responsibility of the board, with the input of the community,
The only thing
to
I
make the decisions that the community wants made in regards to what we go forward and expenses that'll be shared by the town.
Right.
So,
it'd be like paving the roads. If we want the roads paved, we got to pay for it.
but we need to encourage people to use a process that we put in place.
Oh, I'm aware. I just don't want to be the guy that people are coming in saying, why aren't you doing it? And I say, there's no money. What do you want me to do?
Well, but you don't have to say that. You say, follow the process, and then it will come to the board and we will ask for community input. Because there's no way this board is going to look at spending
Tens of
large
thousands
sums
of
of
dollars
money
per property.
without the community wanting to spend large sums.
So you had suggested a public hearing to go over the ordinance again
No, I'm suggesting that we put it on the agenda
for us to talk about.
for the next select board meeting, and I'm hoping that we'll have a larger attendance
Because of the public hearing.
because of the public hearing.
Oh, I
Perhaps
see.
some of those people
Will
will at least
carry
stay
over.
on for that discussion,
Okay.
for them to offer their input. And certainly, there have been some people who have given me written or verbal input.
Yep.
And I will bring that, but people can also send it to any one of us in
Yep.
an email or come see any one of us with your thoughts, ideas, feedback.
Yep.
And all of it will be
Changes, yeah.
presented.
Okay.
So we put that on the agenda.
I mean, no.
I know you already did.
I saw
Because at first I thought you said the agenda for the public hearing, and I was like, wait, we don't have agendas for public hearings.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So any other selectmen comments? No. How about public comment? Yes, Judy?
Is this on other issues or still on
Yes.
business?
There's public comment.
Okay, I just wanted to say, I was surprised to find that some of my neighbors do not know that the RSU 10 approved the withdrawal agreement. A lot of people are not aware of it. How do we make them aware? Because you know what? The newspapers cover Harrison, they cover Kingfield, but they don't cover Buckfield, Sumner, Hartford. They try to sell their papers here. And I know we put our public notices as required in some ordinances in the paper, but apparently people don't read them here. So what do we do? Get information. They don't listen and they don't go online, by the way.
That's an observation.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
Bill has a hand up.
Oh, yes, Jill?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I hope I make it to the next meeting, but just in case I don't, I just wanted to voice my opinion as a resident here, just for you, an FYI, just to put in the back of your noodles, that like, if we have this financial problem from this ordinance, it would be good for us to actually go ahead and hire someone to help Cameron in the office or do some grant writing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate your input. We appreciate everyone's input.
Mm.
Any other public comment? No? No? All right. If there's nothing else, I'll make a,
I have some, I wanted
go
to
for it.
know. First of all, this is, I would like to see us somehow find grant money to put a digital board out front.
Oh.
Instead of that white board that's out there, so somebody has to trudge out there and change those little letters. I would love for us to come up with some money in some kind of grant.
The problem with
buy-
the digital,
No, well, to put a board out there that would rotate, like they do. That
yeah, the
so
problem
all-
with those is
Mhm.
they are light pollution and like bother the neighbors. Because it's like having a flashing light in your windows at night. I actually wanted at some point here to propose an ordinance on banning those, so I think there'd be some, maybe I should get on that before Joanne gets on her thing.
Well, my thought was it's a good way to inform the public.
Yeah, they are, but
Certain time?
Yeah, and that's a possibility, a timer to dim them or to
Shut them off.
shut them off at dark.
Yeah,
Dark.
that's a good idea. Yeah.
We could look at writing a grant to improve the signage,
Right,
and
right,
the grant wouldn't have to be specific
Right.
as to what the signage would be.
Right.
But just to improve the signage.
right, right.
For the town.
And I think it just would give us more visibility as far as dates of meetings and rescue members needed, fire department members needed, what's
Something
going
that would
on.
be easier
Yeah.
to change and
Yeah.
post, because
Yeah.
there are some challenges
Yeah.
using the sign that's out there.
Yeah, any questions, stop in the town office.
Well, Judy's brought up numerous times about fire education and stuff like that.
Yeah.
From a emergency management perspective, it could be utilized for things like that. I know Paris has one in front of their office.
Oh, everybody's got it.
So if we looked at
Mhm.
money sources other than tax money.
Yeah,
to,
oh, for sure.
To improve signage, and then we could check what other towns do, what works, what people want.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great idea.
Mhm.
Nope, that's it for me.
That's it?
Yeah, I have something else, but I'll talk next week. I gotta get my brain going first.
All right. Any other public comment? No? All right. So I'll make a motion that we adjourn at 7:28 PM.
I'll second.
All those in favor? All right. Thank you, everybody.